Happy New Year! 2021 is here, and I'm just as excited as everybody else to leave 2020 behind. And I just wanted to make a really short video trying to do the relaxing thing over the break here, and it's been working really well. But I am working on some stuff. I have a video coming up on the Micro Freak that I'm using with the new Machine Plus firmware, which is a beta version right now, so more about that in future videos, but it's been working extremely well, so I'm excited about getting into Machine Plus in the next few months, doing lots of machine videos, lots of synthesizer videos, lots of Cubase videos, all of that kind of stuff. So make sure you stay tuned. I wanted to do a short video on New Year's resolutions and what they've meant to me in the past, and maybe give you a little bit of motivation at this time of year. So about 7 years ago, I decided, actually I was digging through my shed and I found my old trumpet from high school. I decided that I would start playing the trumpet every day. I also have been a piano player my whole life, kind of classically trained and pop and all that kind of stuff. But about 7 years ago, I decided I would start practicing jazz piano as well. So I threw in the guitar as well, just throwing some scales every day. And I started practicing those three things every single day. And the jazz thing was really hard. Obviously, everybody's heard about how hard it is to play jazz piano. It started small. I got some lessons from a friend of mine, Toby, who's been in some of my past videos, and she gave me the voicings to practice with both hands and then scales. And within a few short years, I was playing in jazz bands and starting to feel like I actually knew what I was doing. And I've been playing the piano ever since for the last 7 years, and for the most part, I've done it every single day. And I don't want to sound like I'm some amazing person who practices for like 6 hours a day, because that's not the case. In fact, most days it'll range from somewhere to 15 to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's only 5 minutes. Sometimes I'm lying in bed at 11 o'clock and I realize I haven't practiced my piano, so I'll run over to the piano, play for a few minutes, and then go to sleep, or do my other instruments as well. So not only was I doing piano, but I also was doing trumpet, and also within a couple of years, I was able to play trumpet well enough to play in an orchestra, and that was an awesome experience. Taught me a lot about being a composer and working with the orchestra, because as a piano player in university, I was always in choirs and stuff like that. I was never really in orchestras. So playing trumpet in the orchestra was awesome. It taught me a lot about the instruments around me and the instruments that I write for with my virtual orchestra all the time. And I also started practicing guitar and bass just a little bit every day. I play both those instruments not very well, but I play them enough. And even just practicing scales every single day means that my hands retain the ability to play. So whenever I want to play something on a song for a video, I can play enough to get things down. This is kind of the jack of all, master of none approach that I've had up to this point, but it works really well for what I am doing and the direction I'm going, which is more YouTube videos. And I love this idea of being a multi-instrumentalist. A year and a half ago, I saw the group Moonchild live, and the three front musicians in that band all play a whole bunch of different instruments, and they are extremely talented. It was so fun to watch. You know, they'd be playing some kind of song, and then all of a sudden they all pull out 3 brass instruments and do these little brass parts, and then they go on with the rest of the song. And then the next song, she pulls out a flute, and he pulls out a trumpet and a saxophone, you know, or a guitar or whatever. And it was just really exciting to watch, and I want to get myself up to that level where I could play a whole bunch of instruments well enough to play on my YouTube videos, and then potentially to start doing more live music as well. So yesterday I found a trombone on Craigslist, and I went and picked it up. And today is the first day I've ever played trombone, and I'm giving myself a 1-month challenge to see how far I can get with the trombone. At the beginning of February, I will make a song, and it will have some trombone in it, probably some trumpet as well. And it's a bit unfair in some ways for me to be showing you my progress with this for a month, because although I've never played a trombone in my life, I did play the baritone and the tuba when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. But I do have an idea of the embouchure for the trombone. So I looked up a couple of videos on YouTube and figured out how to hold the trombone. And I'm just gonna practice it every day, add it to my regimen of practicing with the other instruments, and see what happens after a month. So I would encourage any of you out there to also try the same thing. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, start practicing something. So many people watch my videos and comment on keyboard skills, And a lot of people are, say, machine users who are playing with the pads and getting really good with that, but really wish they could get some kind of control over their fingers for piano. So my encouragement would definitely be, if you're into any kind of music production at all, piano is probably the most important instrument that you could play because it allows you to play all of the virtual instruments and get so many ideas across really quickly. Work on scales if you want to get into jazz, work on voicings, but YouTube has a billion great videos on how to play any of these instruments. And if you're looking for something specific, hit me up in the comments and I will give you some tips. Anyways, that's my motivational speech for you. It's worked for me now for 7 years. And I'm telling you, in that 7 years, I've grown so much as a musician. And if you can sit down and practice your instruments or an instrument for a few minutes every day, you get this little endorphin kick. And at least on even your worst day, you feel like you've done something. And I feel like we might be up for a few difficult months in the near future here as we wait for things to get better with the coronavirus. So I would highly recommend that you pick up something like this because it's going to keep you going, get us through the winter so that our summer can hopefully be awesome. I better show you where I'm at on my first day of trombone at the end of the video here. Here we go.